Hey there, Mustangs. We are beginning the third week of the RISE test, and this is one I'm extremely excited about because it's the RISE Science Test. And this one really not only measures your knowledge of concepts in science, it really measures your knowledge of being a problem solver, a scientist. So you may hit questions that you don't know or haven't done that exact thing before, but what you're really getting measured on is how well you can brainstorm solutions, try things, try them, maybe have them not work out, and try them again until you get the puzzles to work out for you. So it's a really fun test and one to work really hard on for these next 3 days. Now, like we did last week, you will get passed out next to your other supplies today, your stamp card. So here's a stamp card or an example of one for the RISE test. I know Mrs. Lowry sometimes can't fit it in the frame. So there is the stamp card for this week. Like last week, this one has your TMI score for last year. That's that 1, 2, 3, 4 scaled score telling you how well you did last year. Remember, the only goal you're really trying to do on each of these is to see, can you keep improving? Can you keep getting better than where you were last year? So that's the only goal that you really want to beat. You get 3 days to do this one, 3 days to do the science test. We know it takes that long because we had kids take it mid-year, and we know from previous year's experience. So plan on, we're doing it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This test is a little bit more unique because they usually give you clumps of questions, clusters of questions on one concept for quite a little while. So there's only, 9 or 10 or 11 or 12, somewhere in that range, number of questions to do, but each one of those has several sub-questions. So it's hard for me to tell you exactly how many questions to do on each day, but usually probably around no more than 3 or 4 of the main questions with all the sub-questions underneath it Tuesday, and then do about 3 or 4 more on Wednesday, and then the final 3 or 4 on Thursday. So do time yourself well. If you go all the way through on the first day, then on the next days, it doesn't let you go back and see your work and double check it. So don't go any faster than you need to. There's plenty of time, but we want to make sure that you're able to have this be a good representation of your personal best and to see if you can even beat your last year's TMI score. With that, remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor. Keep your legs, arms, and head within the desk at all times. Do your best to show how smart you are and enjoy the ride.
You should have found a stick of peppermint gum at your testing station. Please enjoy this refreshing treat as long as you are actively doing the tests or reviewing your questions and answers. Please make sure you keep your wrapper. When you are finished and have double-checked everything, you are ready to submit.
Your MGames personal training chart tracks your work on 4 important things: being on time, thoroughly using your scratch paper, completing and double-checking your answers, and bringing a book and reading quietly when finished. At the conclusion of today's session, your card will be stamped for as many of those categories as your proctor feels you completed today. For every stamp you earn, your name will be entered into the prize drawing at the end of the 4 weeks.
All cell phones must be kept in the cell phone pouch in the room and not in your pocket or backpack. If it is still with you, please make sure to put it in the pouch at this time.
Please remain seated during the test. If you need assistance, raise your hand and the proctor will come to you. Keep in mind, the proctor cannot help you solve, read, or explain any of the questions on your test. As always, use your scratch paper to figure out the answers or take notes on the test. Writing down your thinking will always help you do your best. Remember to use the dictionary, earbuds, calculator, and other tools given to you as well.
Make sure you do not submit your tests without your proctor standing next to you. When you're finished with your test and decide you are ready to submit, please raise your hand and the proctor will help you.
Your proctor will also remind you what your previous score was so you can beat your score for your own personal best.
Once you have finished, you will need to sit quietly and read a book. No other activities can be done at this time. You absolutely cannot disrupt other test takers in the room. For this reason, we recommend you take your time and don't rush through the test. There is nowhere else to go once you're done.
Thank you.